second take. And, of course, guess what happened in the first video? It was too long. Go figure. That happens to me every single solitary time I go do a video. I talk too much. And that's the thing. Like, most of the time it's not even something, like, really life-altering and important. And, you know, you have to hear this. Like, most of the time it's just, like, babbling on about Twinkies. Or flour. Or, I don't know. Something random. So, I said in the last video, towards the end, I was like, I know this is going to be over. And if it's over, I'm going to start kicking and screaming like a 3-year-old if I have to do this again. And of course, this file is too large to upload onto YouTube. So today, my mom and I were watching a weight loss program. We actually watch it a lot, and it's a running joke that we're both sitting there we're watching a weight loss program. We'll be sitting there eating like ice cream or pizza or something, and we're just chowing down. Oh yeah, they really need to work on that. You know, they're not trying at all. Gobble gobble, you know. And I drink way too much soda, so I decided, just out of curiosity, to count how much calories a day I consume just in soda. I'm not even going to touch the food. I don't want to know. Wow. I'm not even going to say how much it is, but it was jaw-dropping. So I researched, and because I'm picky with food, I really don't like fruits and vegetables, and anything healthy is ungodly, you know, to me. So I really researched, and I said, there's got to be something. I got to figure out something, because it can't just be a diet. Like, diets never work. If you don't like what you're eating, and it's not something that you can do for the rest of your life, you're going to give up on it, and all the weight you lost temporarily is going to just gain right back, and then some. So it's got to be like a life change, something you can stick to. So you have to like the food you're eating, you know. So I researched, and I actually found that there's a lot more stuff I'd actually eat than I thought. And so I made out a list, like, okay, so for breakfast, you know, I'd eat this, and lunch and dinner. I was actually very proud of myself. You know, I came up with a pretty good list. So I told my mom, I was like, you know, don't buy the junk food anymore as much as it's going to hurt me. The Twinkies, the Oreos, potato chips, pizza, ice cream. Gosh, this is getting depressing. You're taking my will to live. But anyways, I said, don't buy that stuff anymore. It's got to go. And she said, okay. You might regret saying that later, but okay. So I'm really going to make an effort to try and right now my mom's at the store actually buying healthy food. She's like, well, let's get started. It's about time. But I told her, I was like, I've always identified with being fat. I mean, I hate being fat, you know. Of course, I don't like it, but my mom is fat, my dad is fat, my brother's fat. All my relatives on my mom and my dad's side are fat. We're big people, you know, and so it's also a genetic thing. So even if I lose weight and I'm a healthy weight, I'm still going to be big boned. You know, I'm never going to be a beanpole. I was like, I can't even imagine myself a healthy weight. That sounds really bad. But, you know, it's something I've dealt with all my life. So just pray for me, because I'm really going to try I know I'm not stupid. Like, I know I'm going to get discouraged, and it's going to take a while for me to actually really notice a difference. But I'm just going to have to keep reminding myself that this is something I have to do. Anyways, other than that, nothing new. Still don't have a job, and still don't have a car. Which is hard, because in order to keep down a job, I need a car. In order to have a car, I need a job, so I can pay for a car. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation, so it's very frustrating. I hate not having my own money, and I hate not being able to depend on myself. I mean, I hate having to depend on my mom. I mean, I'm very lucky. Like, I count my blessings. It has been a horrible year, and I know I've made a lot more weepy, depressing videos than I have in the past years, but it has been a horrible year. It's one of those things that whatever could go wrong does. And, I lost my job, I lost my car, I lost friends, I lost family members, I was raped. Oh gosh, it's been a horrible year. But like I said, I'm trying to count my blessings, and you know, I do have stuff to be thankful for. And it can always get worse. Sometimes it's hard to think of how it can get worse, because, I mean, you're just so frustrated with your situation. You're like, how can it get worse? Like, seriously. But, there's always someone less fortunate than you. There's always someone who's having it tougher than you are. And I always try to remind myself of that when I get whiny. You know, to think of the stuff that I have to be grateful for that other people don't have that. Like a good mom. Because a lot of my friends, their mom don't give a squat. You know, but my mom is like, she's the sweetest mom in the whole entire world. She really is. I mean, she's just the best mom I could ever ask for, and she loves me unconditionally. Even when I'm not doing squat, I'm not accomplishing anything, she's still proud of me, because I'm her daughter, you know, and she believes in me. And, you know, I love her to pieces, and that's not something that, I mean, that relationship, I know, is not something that everybody has with their mother, and a mother is such an important figure in your life, you know, so, I mean, I'm very grateful for that. If I didn't have the kind of mother I do, I would have died a long time ago. You know, I wouldn't be able to handle all the stresses if I didn't have my mom. And with the YouTube thing and with all of you, I've gotten to do a lot of, you know, cool things and meet a lot of cool people. And, you know, the YouTube thing, I know, is not something that everybody experiences, and I'm very grateful for that. And, you know, I do have stuff to be grateful for. And I have, yeah, I lost a lot of friends this year, but obviously they weren't very good friends to begin with, if they could just walk out of my life like that, you know. But I do have good friends, you know, and I have friends that I know that we're always going to be friends. And if someone's not in my life, it's of God, and it means that they weren't supposed to be in my life. You know, I'm a big believer in everything, as cliche as this sounds. Everything does happen for a reason, and everything has a time and a purpose. We may not understand what God's reason is for allowing stuff to happen to us. We may not understand it, but someday we will. And one thing I have learned going through all this is that I'm a lot stronger than I was giving myself credit for. And it showed me that I've matured a lot as a person and as an adult. Because a couple years ago, if I was going through all this, I seriously would have given up. I appreciate all your prayers and for being patient this year with me. And here's hoping that next year will be a lot better. I seriously am hoping. So, talk to you later. Love you. Bye. Please don't be over. Please don't be over.